All right. Appreciate your patience, everyone, as I was dealing with some technical difficulties prior to going live today. But we're here, live and in living color. Happy Money Making Monday. My name's CJ. It's the CJ Curry Show. It's presented by PrizePicks. If you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, you got to go get signed up now. You got to use promo code Curry or the link that I've left down in the description below. Why is that? Because they're doing a 100% instant deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. Matching you dollar for dollar. If you put in $100, they're going to give you $100, making your first entry on PrizePicks completely risk-free. Check it out. PrizePicks is the way to go if you're into playing daily fantasy sports. Appreciate everybody who's joining here. Got a lot of folks in the live chat. Let's run through them real quick and say what's up to my friends. We got Tony in the building. Blake is here. We got Jimmy Green. Proud to have Jimmy Green around in the Patreon and on YouTube daily. I mean, Jimmy Green is just a big supporter. Thank you, Jimmy G. T-Bone's here. He says, what's good? This show, that's what. It's Money Making Monday. Hit that like button. Love that. Orlando Blood. What's good? What's good, Tony? Travis is in the building. Playoffs have been brutal for me on PrizePicks. Hopefully we win some money tonight. I wish I could say the same. It's been pretty good for me, surprisingly. I mean, last season it was pretty bad, but since I've started using this like daily grind fantasy optimizer and, I've changed my process up, my strategy up a little bit, we've been hitting at over a 60% hit rate month to date, both for April and back in March. So I can't really complain. Patreon's eating. So shout out to everybody who's in Patreon. I love all of you guys. All the support's been tremendous. Thank you so much. Who else we got in here? Everyday Fantasy, aka my man Don P. He says, "What it do, fam? So happy to put my guy onto a $4,000 5-pick. Woo! Shout out to Patreon. Absolutely love this place. Hey, Don P, you flex, I flex pack. I got to, brother. It's just the rules around here." Michael's in the building. He says, "My man, the GOAT Curry, what's up, guys? Not a part of Patreon. Now is a great time to sign up. It will pay for itself and the best community around. Come and join the fun." Thank you, Michael. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Another Michael's in the building. He's here for Money Making Monday. Today's going to be a great day. Love that positive energy and attitude. Pick is in the building. Dominic is here. Lance, he says, "I tailed your MLB slip. Looked really promising." Thank you, Lance. Hopefully it goes well for us. In case you haven't heard, I did release an MLB video to start things off today. Get your morning started off right with a little bit of baseball. 6 picks in that video, 5 of which were hitter picks. 1 was a pitching pick. So take all the picks, take none of them. I don't care what you do. It's your business, your money, what you do with your picks and all that. So you could take 1, 2, 3 of them, all 6 of them like I did. It's up to you. Kiara, how's your day going? Day's going well. I just got a new studio setup. I made a lot of upgrades and updates and changes. So I was kind of busy this weekend setting things up. That's why I took a little bit longer today to start the show. That's why I wasn't here for Saturday or Sunday, setting some stuff up. So upgraded the lighting. Hopefully I look more vibrant. I think I've got a nice little glow to me today. I think I'm looking pretty handsome. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Kyle's in the building. Got Peyton. New week, new sweep. Love to hear it, Peyton. Tyrone, shout out to you. Steven, Mark, Roswell, I see all of you. Neville's in the building. Jack, we got Jonathan Blanco. All right. He's already wanting to throw some picks out there, talking about Xavier Tillman's rebounds. All right, we got to get into it. AOD, we love you as well, buddy. Thank you for joining. Divine Truths in the building. Bearded Gators here. All right. Hey, if you're new here, listen, every time I go live, I'm picking somebody to win a free 2-pick power play for $100 on PrizePicks. Every time I go live, we're picking one person to win a risk-free 2-pick power play to put an extra $100 in your pocket. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, how this works is you got to be a subscriber, got to smash that like button, and once I end the show for the day, you go to the comment section, you comment your favorite pick, prop, play of the day, all right? And I select somebody from the comment section. So our previous video, I think was on Friday, our previous show, we had 54 unique comments from that show. All right, they've already been accounted for. All we do now, hit the start button. It'll randomly select somebody from the comments section of our last show. So let's go ahead and pick our winner. Good luck to everybody out there. Looks like our winner is Harrison Kestenbaum. Harrison Kestenbaum, you are today's winner. Harrison, I don't know if you're watching or not, but if you are, congratulations. I need you to shoot me a DM with your PrizePicks email address. Congratulations to you. Once this is assigned to your PrizePicks account, you got to get both picks right. And if you do, $100 is loaded to your PrizePicks account. It's a risk-free 2-pick power play to get yourself $100, all right? So congratulations to Harrison. Harrison, I don't know if you're watching live. I don't know if you're catching me on the replay. Either which way, reach out to me. Don't let this offer go unclaimed, Harrison. Hopefully you're tuning in. Appreciate all the love and support, Harrison. You're the big winner today. All right, let's move on to today's NBA slate. We got 2 games. They start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Milwaukee and Miami. Just prior to me starting today's show, I got word that Giannis Antetokounmpo will be playing tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks. So we expect the Greek Freak to be out there getting freaky against Miami tonight. Wes Matthews is out for Milwaukee. Not a real significant piece of injury news, but nonetheless, no Wes Matthews for the Milwaukee Bucks. For the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo is listed as a game time decision. He's our thumbnail player of the day, but Bam Bam is closer to probable than doubtful. I expect Bam Adebayo to be out there playing today. Jimmy Butler, however, game time decision. We don't really know what his status is at this point. Let me see if I got any information for you. He's questionable. Lower body. They're not really being too precise or giving us any details about what kind of lower body issue he's dealing with. It says he bruised. Hold on. Am I reading this right? It says he bruised his glute. My man's got a bruised butt, y'all. Jimmy bruised butt Butler. That's the issue, apparently. He's got a bruised booty. The questionable tag seems more like a formality, but we'll get official word on Butler's status closer to Monday's tip. All right, well, Jimmy Butler bruised his butt. I don't know how he did it. Bruised butt Butler, though. That's the story. All right. He'll be out there, though. It sounds like he's going to play. Tyler Herro is out, however. That's not anything surprising. Jovic also still out for the Miami Heat. So 219-point total with a 7-point spread. And then we got the Memphis Grizzlies at the LA Lakers. This is going to be another fun game. This series has been a fun one to watch. Still no Steven Adams, no LaRavia. He's still out. Over on the other side, you've got Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Dennis Schroeder all listed as game time decisions. They're closer to probable than doubtful. All three of those guys are going to play unless something crazy happens, right? Ja Morant had himself a fantastic game the other night. Morant really turned it on in the fourth quarter. He actually made what looked like a blowout a much more competitive and close game in the final moments against the LA Lakers. Ja Morant went absolutely nuts in the fourth quarter. So we're going to have another fun game tonight, I think. 221 points and a 4.5-point spread. So things are looking pretty good for this game as well. So that's it. 2 games tonight. Let's talk about some picks over on PrizePicks, guys. Been having a great time playing on PrizePicks all NBA season, and the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer here has really taken my PrizePicks game to the next level. You know, previously, if you guys were in Patreon before, maybe got some ex or former Patreon members here. You know, some days it was good, some days it was bad. It was kind of inconsistent, but things have been a lot more consistent lately since I've been using this Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. I'm not even gonna lie. Last month of March, over a 65% hit rate. Now, things are supposed to get a little bit more difficult come playoff time, and they have gotten more difficult. I don't know if you've noticed, the NBA playoffs have gotten a little tougher. They've gotten a little tougher, but still, nonetheless, we're running at over a 60% hit rate month to date in Patreon for April. So Patreon's been doing fantastic. A lot of credit has to go to this Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer tool. If you're not using it yet, I don't endorse just anything. I don't put my name behind just any old product, all right? This works, though, and that's why I'm endorsing this, and I'm proud to be a partner with Daily Grind Fantasy. Guys, go down to the description of today's video, click the link, save yourself $5 when you use code Curry, get signed up. This tool right here puts you on the best picks, the picks with the best value, and gets you in there before PrizePicks has a chance to bump them up or bump them down or remove them completely from the board. All right? Give it a look. We're going to be using it today, and we found a lot of winners in previous shows and previous videos using this tool right here. So this is what we're going to use again today. On top of that, we're going to be checking some various projections here. We're going to be using Fantasy Labs. It's a part of the Action Labs projection suite. We're also going to be using RotoWire. I'm going to refresh everything as we talk about it. Let's generate rankings. RotoWire, you do have to pay for RotoWire. You do have to pay for Action Labs. But because you know me, I got the hookup. All right, I'm going to hook y'all up with some projections today on today's show. And then for fantasy projections, we're going to be using a combination. We can look at Number Fire. We can look at Fantasy Labs. All right. And then when we want to get into the game logs and see the data and everything, that's where props.cash really shines. If you're a visual learner, if seeing is believing, well, props.cash makes seeing very easy. They got all the data, all the stats, all the advanced analytics packed into one app right here. We're going to be using props.cash to help look at some of these game logs. All right. So that's what we have to look forward to. So let's get it started. Let's get it popping. I see we got 93 people here, 43 likes. We've been crushing the likes, 100 or more likes in the past like 8 or 9 shows. Let's go for 100 likes again as we look through today's PrizePicks board. Let's do it. All right. Digging in here, starting things off, we got Chris Middleton sitting at the top of the optimizer. Let me refresh it because value doesn't hang around too long, especially when you're looking at the daily grind fantasy optimizer. But yes, Middleton's sitting right up here at 10.5 rebounds plus assists as an overplay, 54.3% chance that the optimizer gives it. For him to go over 11 or more is what we need, rebounds and assists. So let's check some projections out on Middleton. If the projections like it, we know it's a plus EV play, then I might consider taking it as well. First projection on Chris Middleton's looking very nice, 12 projected rebounds and assists. So that's a good first projection. Second projection on Middleton, rebounds and assists, sitting at 11.2 on a line of 10.5. We'll take that. That's an over. And I don't even think we have to look at a third projection, but I will just for you guys, just to see what it's looking like here. 5.2 boards plus 5.7 assists. That's 10.9 on the line of 10.5. So you can make Chris Middleton over 10.5 rebounds and assists. Your first pick of the day. Oh, look at that. So close, guys. We were so close. Of course it got bumped. Of course it did. That's what I'm telling you. That's why the daily grind fantasy optimizer is so great, right? Chris Middleton sitting at the top of the optimizer board, 54.3% chance that he goes over 10.5 rebounds and assists. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. And it's probably because there's a lot of people using this tool and they jumped on it before, anybody else could jump on it. And so they had a hand in causing Chris Middleton to get bumped up from 10.5 to 11. So there goes that little bit of value. The search continues. The beat goes on. We'll keep looking. Don't worry. There'll be more picks. How about this one? Kyle Lowry over 3.5 assists. Over 3.5 assists, 54.2% chance, really high chance, that he records 4 or more dimes based on the odds pulled from the sports books. Like Pinnacle has Lowry at a -150 betting favorite to go over 3.5 dimes. FanDuel, -146. DraftKings, -140. You kind of get the picture, right? A lot of juice coming in on the over here for Kyle Lowry at 3.5 dimes. So let's go check some projections out and see if they got Lowry going for 4 or more tonight. My guy, BBL, Big Booty Lowry, 5 assists on the first projection. Love what I'm seeing there. Let's move to a second projection. And we can't take too much time looking because, this pick will get bumped up to 4 before you know it too. So 3.5 is the line, 4 is the projection. So far, 2 for 2 on different projections on Kyle Lowry and his assists. And then a healthy 4.7 to cap things off. That's 3 for 3. 3 different projection models all have Lowry going for 4 or more dimes. So you could go get Kyle Lowry on PrizePicks. If you want to lock in this value, jump on PrizePicks right now before things get bumped up, because I have a feeling this one will get bumped up, like the one right above it. Chris Middleton got bumped up. I'm going to still leave Chris Middleton in there, though, even though he got nudged up from 10.5 up to 11. We'll leave him in there. We'll leave him in there for now. All right, so back to the optimizer we go. We're looking for more picks. I prefer the picks that can't potentially tie or push, like Chris Middleton at 11 now. I liked him better at 10.5 at 11. Maybe he lands on exactly 11, and then your 6th pick goes down to a 5 pick. That's why I don't like those types of picks. I like clean wins, clean losses. So let's see if we got one here with Jrue Holiday over 7.5 dimes. All right, 7.5 dimes, 54% chance, according to the optimizer, that Jrue Holiday records at least 8 tonight. First projection seems to really agree. They got him at 9 projected assists on a line of 7.5. We need 8. He's projected for 9, so that's a great first projection. Second projection here on Jrue Holiday, 6.62 on a line of 7.5. So we got one really big over. We got one projection that's a pretty big under. Let's go to a third projection. This will help us break the tie, right? This will help us see, which way we should really go here. This will be the determining factor, so to speak. 7.6 is the third projection found here on Number Fire. 7.6 on a line of 7.5, slightly over, closer to 8 dimes than it is 7. So if you wanted to sprinkle a little Jrue Holiday in your life at more than 7.5 assists, it doesn't look like the worst move you can make in the world. I think that's a decent option. So far, we got a little same game parlay going here. Middleton over 11 rebounds and assists, Lowry over 3.5 assists, and Jrue Holiday over 7.5 assists. What are we thinking so far? Any of these really standing out to you? Which one's your favorite out of this group of three? I think for me, it'd be Kyle Lowry. Hasn't been bumped up yet. Probably will be soon. And then I would probably put Chris Middleton second, even though he's at 11 instead of 10.5. And then I'd probably put Jrue Holiday third based on what I'm seeing. But so far, I'm liking Kyle Lowry. I think he's the one that's really tickling my fancy out of the bunch. What do you guys think? Those of you who are watching live, let me know in the live chat, or if you're catching the replay, comment below. If you're still seeing Kyle Lowry at 3.5 on the replay, well, something's wrong. You should probably go get him. That's why it's important to jump in on these lives. These lives, that's where it's at. All right, let's look at Chris Middleton. Well, hold on. Let's pump the brakes real quick. Max Strus at 3.5 rebounds. Let's take a look at Max Strus real quick. 3.5 boards. Max Strus would need 4 or better to get us the gold, right? So let's take a look at Strus. Projection here, right here is at 4. Obviously, that's more than 3.5, so that's a good first projection. Second projection on Max Strus, 3.5 is the line. Remember that, 4.47, so nearly 1 whole rebound higher than that 3.5 line. And then let's take it to a third projection. 3.9 on a line of 3.5. I'm okay with that. That's good enough for me. We had 2 out of 3 that are pretty strong, over 4 rebounds. And then this one's right at 4, really close at 3.9. So I'm okay with adding Max Strus to this mix here. And again, about a 54% chance at 53.92% to be exact. So Strus has a pretty darn good chance of collecting at least 4 boards based on the odds pulled from the sports books. Pinnacle has him as a -129 betting favorite. FanDuel a -142 betting favorite to go over. DraftKings a -135 betting favorite to go over 3.5. So you kind of get the idea. We're comparing sportsbooks odds and getting true odds thanks to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. The true odds on Strus are -135. So I think he could definitely join our little 4, 5, 6 pick, whatever we end up on here. But Strus over 3.5 boards looks like an A-OK play. I'm going to kick Chris Middleton out of here now that we found a nice little 4th pick. So we got Lowry over 3.5 assists, Holiday over 7.5 assists, and Strus over 3.5 boards. I'd probably take Lowry as my favorite of the bunch, then Strus, then probably Holiday third, since Holiday was kind of a little flaky on one of the projections. But those are 3 really good ones so far, I would say. So I'd go Lowry, Strus, and then we'll make old Jrue Holiday third. But there were some other picks that were catching my attention here. What about Jrue Holiday's rebounds and assists? Maybe we like those better than just the assists on their own. Now that line is 12.5 rebounds and assists, meaning we need 13 or more for the over to hit, like the optimizer is suggesting. Now, the optimizer gives this one almost a 54% chance, 53.9 to be exact. So I like that. That's almost a 4% edge or advantage in our favor, right? We love 4% edges on props that are set at a 50-50. So let's go look at Jrue Holiday. Maybe the rebounds and assists are the better way to go instead of just the assists. Here's the first projection. 15. Remember, the line is just 12.5. He's projected for 15 on Action Labs. Huge projection for an over on Jrue Holiday there. What about RotoWire? They got him at 12.2 on a line of 12.5, so just a little bit under 12.5. And then last but not least, we'll kick it on over to NumberFire and see where they've got him projected. Looks like we're at 7.6 assists plus 4.8 rebounds. So 12.4. I think I'll stick with the assists. I'll stick with the assists for this one. But it's important that we looked at it, right? Here's another one, an alternative for Chris Middleton. Remember, we looked at the rebounds and assists for Middleton at 10.5. It got bumped right before we could even consider taking it. It was bumped up from 10.5 to 11. So what about the assists? Those are still sitting pretty at 5.5. Again, 54% chance that he goes over at 5.5 assists. So 6 or better, we make cheddar All right. 6 or better, Chris Middleton makes us some cheddar. And you know he's from Wisconsin, or at least plays ball in Wisconsin. And they got the cheese up there. So hopefully Chris Middleton delivers some of that cheddar cheese for us today. 6 or more is what we're looking at on these projections. Let's go look, fam. 5.8. That's not bad. That's pretty close to 6. It's over 5.5. Second projection we've got on Middleton. 5.5 is the number. 5.42, just a hair, a little bit less than 5.5. And let's take it to a third projection here and see what that's looking like. Chris Middleton, 5.7 assists. So I'd probably say that I prefer that 10.5 rebounds on assist line that we kind of missed out on, but you could take a shot at Chris Middleton over 5.5 assists, but I probably, due to correlation reasons, these being negatively correlated, I probably wouldn't take Middleton and Holiday over assists in the same entry. If you like both of them, split them up, take one in one entry, put Holiday in one, and then take Middleton in another entry. You could do it that way if you wanted to, but I probably wouldn't put both of them together. And out of the two, I'd probably like Jrue Holiday a little bit more than Chris Middleton. So if you're forcing me to pick, I'd probably take Jrue over Chris Middleton. I see a lot of your picks kind of pouring into the live chat. We'll get to those in just a minute. We're going to run through the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer's first page here, try to locate some other picks that are both plus EV and projecting favorably on 3 different player prop projection models. And then I'll start getting to some of those questions. So keep them coming in, guys. Keep those questions coming in, and we'll definitely address some of those questions. I won't be able to get to them all, but we'll get to as many as possible. Staying with the Milwaukee Bucks, we've got Grayson Allen today at 12.5 points and rebounds. I took the points and assists last game for Grayson Allen, and he ended up coming through for me. I think he was set at maybe like 12.5 points and assists, and he ended up crushing. He came in well over 12.5 points and assists. So let's take a look at Grayson Allen right here. 12.5 points and rebounds, 53.8% chance that he collects at least 13 points and rebounds tonight. Let's go get some projections. We're looking for 13 or better on these projection models for Grayson Allen, who had himself a pretty good game last game. First projection, it's close. It's close, but not more than 12.5. It's at 12.3. Let's check the second projection out on Grayson Allen real quick. 12.5 is the line. 12.79 is the projection. Again, close. Maybe a little too close for comfort. And then the third and final projection has him at 9.7 points plus 3.5 rebounds. So that's 13.2 on a line of 12.5. Pretty tight projections today for Grayson Allen compared to the line on PrizePicks. It is a plus EV play though. So, if you were to lean one way or the other, it would have to be the over here. The odds are in your favor to take the over on some Grayson Allen points and rebounds. Mr. Bodrick, what's up? Thanks for joining. Let's see what else we got here. Anything else standing out on the first page? How about Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J, 27.5 points and rebounds on PrizePicks, but he's at 28.5 on some of these sports books out here. So we're getting a 1-point discount or value on Jaren Jackson Jr. 53.3% chance that he collects 28 or more points and rebounds. Let's go look for some favorable projections here. 28 or more is what we want to see on Mr. Jaren Jackson. The first projection comes in at 27.4. That is not 28, obviously, so that's not what we want to see. Second projection is going to be 30. That's a lot better on a line of 27.5. So we got to take it to a third and final projection here to help sway us one direction or the other on Jaren Jackson Jr., the defensive player of the year. Now he's at 18.4 points plus 7.6 rebounds. So that's 26 points and rebounds on a line of 27.5. That's not going to cut it for me. I got to leave Jaren Jackson off. That's just not good enough. Brad says, let's get those likes up, fellas. This is good info. Brad, I'm glad you're enjoying. I agree with you. With 142 eyeballs, 284 eyeballs, assuming everybody out there who's watching has at least 2 eyeballs, we should have more likes than 61. I agree with you. Thank you for reminding the folks, Brad. You're a kind and gentle soul. Moving on here. What else do we have? Anything else standing out? Anthony Davis at 2.5 dimes. Listen, this has been a very popular pick in recent memory in this series. 2.5 assists for Anthony Davis. I've seen a lot of people taking the over on AD to record at least 3 assists. But is it a good play tonight? Because things change from game to game, from night to night. Let's take a look at it. AD, 2.5 dimes. We need 3 or more on these projections to feel a little bit more warm, more fuzzy about taking the over, right? First projection, 3.1. The line's 2.5. First projections, good with me. I like that. 3.1 on a line of 2.5. We want 3 or better. Let's see. 2.72 on RotoWire. That's okay. I'm not going to kick this pick to the curb because it's 2.72 and not 3 or better. I think it's a decent projection. Let's hope this last one, though, has him at like 3 assists or more. And what do you know, my friends? He's at exactly 3 dimes tonight. We need 3 or more against Memphis. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Again, the optimizer gives this pick, Anthony Davis, 2.5 assists, a 53.1% chance to go over. So why don't we add Anthony Davis to our entries here? We got 2 assist props or picks already in. Let's make another assist prop. Anthony Davis for 3 or more dimes. Are we riding with this one? Are we fading it tonight? Y'all who are watching live, those who are catching the replay, comment, let me know. Does AD pay us off again with 3 or more dimes? I like it. I think I like it. Britton says we're tailing for sure. Zachary says no. No. Anthony Davis is not a good pick for 2.5 assists. Okay, Zachary. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. We don't have to agree on everything. Kyle's giving it the thumbs up. Love what I'm seeing there. All right. We're going to rock with it. And if you are not rocking with it, don't take it. It's okay. Don't take it. You could leave it alone. You could fade it. You don't have to play it. All right. But it is projecting favorably on 3 different sites, and it is a plus EV play for 3 or more according to the optimizer. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. What else do we have here? After Anthony Davis, we had Xavier Tillman at 9.5 points, 53.1% chance that Tillman gets 10 or more. Tillman had himself a pretty good game. Was that last game when Tillman went off? Might have been last game. I think Tillman had himself a pretty big game. Went for like 20 or more points either last game or 2 games ago. Can't quite remember. These games these days are they're just running into one another. I can't recall. It was 2 games ago, Dominic. Okay. Well, nonetheless, we know that Xavier Tillman's got what it takes to have at least 10 points in a game, right? We saw him do it a couple nights ago. But this is saying take the under on Xavier Tillman at 9.5 points. 53.1% chance that he records 9 or fewer points tonight. Do we feel all right about taking the under on Xavier Tillman? Well, let's go check some projections. We need 9 or fewer points on these projection models. Maybe that'll make us a little bit more confident. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at this first projection on Xavier Tillman, 6.5 points on a line of 9.5. Tell me, how does that make you feel? Xavier Tillman's projected for 6.5 points on a line at 9.5. Some of these books have Xavier Tillman at 8.5 points. Like FanDuel, they're not even messing with the 9.5. They think he's going to have definitely below 9.5. They got him up at 8.5. And he's projected for 6.5 on Action Labs. Let's check a couple other projections, though, just to make sure that first projection's not fluky. Second projection, RotoWire 9.57. We're right in the same neighborhood of 9.5 at 9.57. That's real close. We're going to have to see a third and final projection here. And we got a third and final projection of 8.4. So that's at least 2 projections that have him under 9.5 points by 1 or more points. Are y'all fooling with Xavier Tillman under 9.5? It sounds like Hayes isn't. Hayes says, I'm out. I'm outie. Outie 5,000 on this one. He doesn't want to touch Xavier Tillman for under 9.5 points. Michael's saying no, not taking it either. Interesting. All right. Highly controversial pick here. Uh-oh. Breaking news. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. This just in, folks. Kyle Lowry's assists are no longer at 3.5. They have been bumped up to 4. As the chef at Curry's Kitchen, I just want to say that I hope some of you dined and feasted on Kyle Lowry's assist at 3.5 when it was still at 3.5. I'll continue to deliver the best hot plates that I can. Chef Curry signing off. Kyle Lowry's gone, guys. We got to kick him out. He's no longer at 3.5. He's now at 4. Maybe these guys get bumped before the end of the show. But yeah, he's up to 4 now. So, RIP Kyle Lowry's assists. It was fun while it lasted. I didn't even get a chance to take it. I didn't even get a chance to lock it in. You got to move fast. You got to move fast, guys. All right, what else we got? We got to find a replacement now for Kyle Lowry. Anything else standing out here? You guys said you were not rocking with Xavier Tillman under 9.5 points, but look, I'm going to put him up. I'm going to put him up here. I know he had a big game a couple nights ago, a couple games ago, but I'm going to put him up here. He could join the crowd. Drew Holiday over 7.5 assists, Max Strus over 3.5 boards, and Anthony Davis over 2.5 dimes. Welcome to the club, Xavier Tillman under 9.5 points. Let's see what else we got. What else is popping off on the optimizer today? Grayson Allen over 11.5 points and assists. I told you guys I played this one game ago at 12.5 and he hit the over for me. But today he's at 11.5. Let's go look at some Grayson Allen. We need 12 or more points and assists from Mr. Grayson Allen today. Let's see if that's possible. Oh, first projection. Not looking so favorable. 10.7. Of course, Giannis did not play in that last game. And he is going to play tonight, which is probably why we're not seeing favorable projections here on Grayson Allen at 11.5. Second projection is going to be 11.46. And the third projection for Grayson Allen, 9.7 points to go along with 2.2 assists. That's 11.9. So I'm going to probably leave that one alone. I'm going to leave Grayson Allen alone tonight. Giannis is playing. When Giannis is out, okay. But when Giannis is playing, Grayson Allen is probably like the 4th, 5th option, something like that. Maybe even below 4th or 5th option. Maybe 5th or 6th option. Let's see. LeBron James over 5.5 dimes. 53% chance that he records 6 or more. Let's finish up this first page here on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, and we'll start hitting some questions. We got LeBron at 6.2 assists. We've already got his teammate Anthony Davis over 2.5 assists. LeBron projecting well on this first projection model on Action Labs. Second projection for LeBron, 6.1. Again, the line's 5.5. And then finally, the third and final projection for King James, 5.9 on a line of 5.5. So let's turn it over to the chat. Let me ask you guys something. LeBron James over 5.5 assists or Anthony Davis over 2.5 assists. Which one would you rather take? LeBron James over 5.5 assists or Anthony Davis over 2.5 assists? If you had to pick one. Let me know. Those of you who are watching live, let me know which one you would rather take. You taking the King over 5.5 or you taking the Brow over 2.5? Let's see what you guys are feeling here. Let's run it. Let's run it by you guys. I like to take the temperature of the room. RJ2 Live says take AD. Kevin Phillips says take AD over 2.5. Jamisha says Davis. Noah says AD. Travis says Davis. Mark says AD. Jay says AD. Brian says take both. It's 48 minutes of ball, bro. As long as it doesn't blow out, it is. True. Here's what I would tell you. If you like both of them, both LeBron over 5.5 and AD over 2.5, take them in separate entries. Don't put them in the same entry. Because it's kind of a negative correlation, right? They play on the same team. It's the same statistical category being assists. So maybe split them up. Don't take them in the same entry. But it seems like a lot of you folks are favoring Anthony Davis. So I'll leave LeBron out for now, but I would not sleep on LeBron at 5.5 assists. I think that there's definitely a way for you to play him, just maybe in a second or separate entry. But a lot of y'all are on AD tonight. All right, we'll leave AD in. Sounds like he won the majority vote. Steph Curry under 5.5 assists. They don't play tonight. We'll skip over that one. LeBron James under 15.5 rebounds and assists. Okay, so this is interesting. We just looked at his assists at 5.5 and they were projecting for the over or more. The optimizer says take the over. But now we're looking at rebounds and assists at 15.5 and the optimizer says based on the odds to take the under here. Now this might be a way where we could get LeBron and AD in the same entry together, being that we're betting against LeBron getting 16 or more rebounds and assists, okay? 52.8% chance that he stays under 15.5 rebounds and assists. So let's go take a look at some projections on this. If he's 15 or under on a lot of these projections, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with taking the under. 15.3 on a line of 15.5. It's under. It's not under by a lot, but it's under. 15.5 is the line. 15.2 is the projection. Slightly less than 15.5. And then let's finish it off here. 7.8 boards plus 5.9 assists, 13.7. That's well under 15.5. So here's how you could get LeBron James and Anthony Davis both in your entry together. Just take LeBron under 15.5 rebounds and assists if you're liking it. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks right now. We could go for 10x, or we could push our luck, try to make it a 6 pick. You guys want to go 5 picks or 6 picks? Let me know. The 185 of you fantastic human beings out there that are watching, are we leaving this at a 5 pick, or do we want to push it to a 6 and go for the big 25x payout? Andy says go for 6. Michael says go for 6. RJ says stop where you are, take the 5 pick, go for 10x. All right. 6 or bust, says Mark. Aaron says go for 6. All right, let's keep looking. Let's see if we got one more pick here on this first page that is worthy of making it into our entry tonight. And I'll get to those super chats in just a moment. Appreciate those who are leaving super chats. Let's refresh this optimizer here and just browse, go back through them again. Anything that we were liking that maybe we overlooked or missed? Let me see. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we pretty much talked about all of these. All right, so let's go to some of these super chats and things that you guys are pitching to us here in the chat. Since we've pretty much exhausted all of our options on the first page of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, let's go to our first super chat, which is from our guy Everyday Fantasy, aka my guy Don P. He's liking Xavier Tillman at 25.5 fantasy score, Grayson Allen at 11.5 points and assists, and Rui Hachimura at 22.5 fantasy score. He's wanting to take the overs on all trio. Now I'm going to leave Grayson Allen alone. We coincidentally, we did talk about Grayson Allen's points and assists. It just wasn't looking quite juicy enough for me to take it. Xavier Tillman at 25.5 fantasy score and Rui Hachimura at 22.5 fantasy score we have not talked about, but we do have Tillman for less than 9.5 points. So we might not be able to take Tillman's fantasy score, or maybe we'll have to choose between the two. Rui Hachimura, though, could be an interesting play. A final 6 pick possibly with Rui Hachimura. So let's look at some of these fantasy score options in this super chat that was so kindly and graciously left to us by Everyday Fantasy. Appreciate you once again for leaving that, man. So he was liking either Xavier Tillman at 25.5. I'm assuming you're wanting to take the over. That's what it looks like. 25.5. He's wanting to take the over. Or Rui Hachimura, who's hit in every single game in this series thus far. Okay. Well, just right off the top, I mean, it looks like Hachimura is probably going to be the one that I would rather take. But, you know, we got to check some projections out for you. We got to do our homework. So let's start with Tillman. We need 25.6 or more fantasy score out of Xavier Tillman for him to be worth taking the over on. So this first projection has him at 27.97. Again, the line is 25.5. So the first projection looking like a definite over, right? Second projection here. We're using FanDuel projections because FanDuel scoring for NBA is the same as PrizePicks scoring for NBA. So make sure you're using FanDuel projections. Second projection here, though, for Xavier Tillman is 26.6 on a line of 25.5. So that's another over. And then a third and final projection will be provided here by Fantasy Labs. They've got Tillman at 24.7, which is actually less than 25.5. All right, so 2 out of the 3 projection models that I have access to have Xavier Tillman going over 25.5. So what about this guy, Rui Hachimura at 22.5? Let's go run it again. We'll run it back with Rui Hachimura and see what he's projecting for tonight. Rui, fantasy score, 20.52. Ooh, that's an under at 22.5. Not what we were looking for, right? We were hoping for an over. Second projection on Rui, 21. So that's 2 unders. It's not looking pretty, y'all, for Rui Hachimura. And then the final one is 23.9. Let's just call that 24. 23.99. We'll round that up to 24. So one projection out of 3 has him going over 22.5. So I guess out of these 2, just based on the projection model, Xavier Tillman over 25.5 fantasy score looks like the better route. So again, I'm going to kick it over to you guys in the live chat or those who are watching the replay. Do we take Xavier Tillman for more or less on 25.5 fantasy score? And do we like it better than the points under 9.5? Would you rather take the over on Xavier Tillman's 25.5 fantasy score or the under on 9.5 points if you had to choose? Terry says, I don't like none of these picks. Terry, you ain't got to take them, brother. Don't feel pressured. Do not feel forced to take anything you don't like. If you don't like it, protect your dollar bills, y'all. Don't take any of them. That's okay. My feelings ain't hurt. We're just looking at some numbers, some odds, some projections. It's all good, Terry. It's all good. RJ saying he'd rather do the fantasy points over on Tillman. KJ saying Tillman blocks may be better. Well, let me bring this to your attention, KJ. And for those of you who don't know, every block you get is worth 3 fantasy points. So I don't know what Tillman's block line is set at, but let's say it's set at 0.5 or 1.5. Each block is worth 3, which really helps when you're talking about fantasy score here. If he gets a couple of blocks, that's 6 points. And he just needs some points, some rebounds, maybe a couple dimes. So you could go that route. I think I'm going to leave Tillman under 9.5 points in there. But you could also consider taking the over on his fantasy score. So we're still looking for that 6th and elusive final pick. Let's see what we got. Michael coming through with a super chat. Let's look at Michael's super chat. Ja Morant under 15.5 rebounds and assists, or Kyle Lowry over 12.5 points and assists. So 2 different options given to us today from Michael. Let's take a look at both of these from my man Michael. Let's refresh the optimizer. We want to make sure that the latest numbers, all the data is being pulled in, is the most recent. We'll start with Ja Morant. Ja Morant's rebounds and assists line is 15.5. The optimizer giving this about a 52% chance of him staying under. So we need 15 or fewer rebounds and assists from Ja Morant tonight, and we will win money. All right. So let's go check some projections on Ja. We need 15 or fewer from Mr. Morant. First projection, 13.9 on a line of 15.5. So that's looking really good. Great step in the right direction. Second projection for Ja Morant, 14.6 on a line of 15.5. So again, that's another projected under. And let's take it to a third and final projection here, my friends. We got 6.7 boards plus 7.9 dimes. That's 14.6. So I think you're onto something here with Ja Morant under 15.5 rebounds and assists. It's projecting well across the board. For now, Ja Morant will occupy the sixth and final slot on this entry that we're looking to build here. I'm cool with that. Plus EV to go under, 52% chance to hit. Projected for less than 15.5 rebounds and assists on 3 different projection models. Again, what's not to love? Ja's got to just go out there and not be so great tonight. He's just got to be mediocre or average. So that's what we're hoping for. We're praying for Ja Morant's downfall tonight when it comes to rebounds and assists. Kyle Lowry over 12.5 points and assists was the other option that you mentioned. Now, if Kyle Lowry comes through for us at 12.5 points and assists, if it's looking like a good play, then we can feel good about maybe kicking one of these guys to the curb. Xavier Tillman was kind of a controversial pick. Maybe we leave him out. Maybe we leave Jrue Holiday out at 7.5 assists. Let's take a look here. Back to Kyle Lowry. We talked about Lowry earlier in the show at 3.5 assists. That got taken from us. He is now sitting at 4 assists on PrizePicks. It got bumped up. All right. So maybe the points and assists is a decent pivot. Optimizer based on the odds on your sports books, giving this one about a 52% chance of going over. So we need projections of 13 or more points and assists for Lowry just to feel good about it, right? We want to feel a little bit more confident. And if these projection models, which I have used and trust, they have him at 13 or more, then I'm rocking with it. This first one has him at 13.5. Again, we need 13. He's projected for 13.5. Love what I'm seeing there. Points and assists, 13.4 projected points and assists. The line's 12.5, so that's 2 for 2. And then a third and final projection for Kyle Lowry. Let's bust out the calculator. I want to make sure that my math's not wonky, right? 14.4. 14.4. All right. So would you rather kick Jrue Holiday over 7.5 assists out? Or would you rather kick maybe Xavier Tillman under 9.5 points out for Kyle Lowry over 12.5 points and assists? If we had to kick one pick out of these 6, kick Tillman. We could kick Tillman out under 9.5. RJ saying kick Tillman as well. Okay. We kicking Tillman then, I guess. We got 2 people say kick Tillman out. We're good with Jrue over 7.5. We're good with Strus over 3.5 boards. Good with AD over 2.5. All right, let's do it. Tillman, off you go. Welcome Kyle Lowry to our 6-pick flex. Jermaine wants to kick Tillman out. All right. Perfect. Tillman gone. He gone. All right, so here's our new 6-pick. Jrue Holiday over 7.5 dimes. Strus over 3.5 boards. AD over 2.5 assists. LeBron over 15.5. I'm sorry, under. LeBron under 15.5 rebounds and assists. Ja Morant under 15.5 rebounds and assists. And Kyle Lowry over 12.5 points and assists. That's our 6. That's our 6 right now. See, is there anything else, any other plays that you guys were talking about? We'll take both of those from Michael, though. Thanks for the super chat, Michael. I think both of those look like great picks. Appreciate all 147 of you watching. Guys, we only need 8 more likes to push this thing over 100 once again. Appreciate everybody who's watching, who tunes into these daily. Hopefully you guys are finding some winner chicken dinners from some of these picks that we're discussing. Strom coming through with a super chat. Strom, appreciate you. Thank you for leaving that super chat. We got Bam Adebayo over rebounds and assists. Now, I did take this one the other night. I took Bam Adebayo over 12.5 rebounds and assists, and Bam Adebayo came through clutch. He got me a little nervous, though. He was dealing with some foul trouble going into that fourth quarter. I think he had 4 fouls, but Bam did work, and he's at 12.5 again tonight. 12.5 again tonight, but Giannis is back. I liked it better without Giannis last game. Giannis is back tonight, so maybe he gives Bam Adebayo a little trouble tonight. Possibly, maybe. Let's go take a look at some projections here for Bam Adebayo. Rebounds and assists is set at 12.5. The optimizer says you can still feel okay about taking the over. 51.8% chance that he clears 12.5 based on the odds pulled from the sports books like FanDuel, who has him as a minus 132 betting favorite to go over. DraftKings has him as a minus 125 betting favorite to go over, as does BetMGM. So you can see some of these bets, some of the action, some of the juice is coming in on the over for Bam Bam at 12.5, 51.8% chance. So let's go check some projections out for Adebayo. Because if it's not projecting well, and if it's not plus EV, why on earth would I play it? I wouldn't, right? And I don't think you would either, because it just wouldn't make any sense. It's not logical. 13.7, a very strong projection for the over, coming out of the gate swinging for Bam Adebayo. Again, the line's 12.5 on PrizePicks. Projections 13.7 on Action Labs. Let's check some other ones here. Adebayo, 13.81, a very strong second projection for Bam. And a third and final projection for Bam, 9.2 boards plus 3.2 assists. That's 12.4. Oh, so close to going 3 for 3. 12.4, a little closer to 12 than it is 13. We need at least 13 or more for Bam. Number fire, not so hot on Bam Adebayo. Close though at 12.4, very close. I don't think it's strong enough for me to kick any of these other guys out for Bam Adebayo. What do you guys think? Are we kicking anybody out, taking Strom's suggestion of Bam Adebayo over rebounds and assists at 12.5? Would we want to kick any of these guys out for that play? I mean, we've already got Strus, who's a fellow Miami Heatian. We've already got Strus over 3.5 boards. We've already got Lowry over 12.5 points and assists. So for correlation purposes, I'm okay with having those two in there. But if we add Adebayo over rebounds and assists, that could be negatively correlated, being that Lowry's got some assists in his prop of 12.5, being that Strus at 3.5 rebounds, we're liking the over on him. Casey says, no way. Bam is a bad play in my opinion. Zach says, maybe some Bam Adebayo personal fouls. Zach, you might be onto something, especially with Giannis back, right? Bam and Giannis might, end up colliding, clashing heads. They might be facing off against one another. Bam might have to guard some Giannis, and we know Giannis likes to play closer to the rim. He's not taking a whole lot of outside shots, so that might be a sneaky good play. Bam for at least 3 or more personal fouls. I think he had 4, maybe even 5 in that last game. Definitely 4. I don't know if he picked up any other fouls, but Bam had at least 4 in the last game without Giannis. Noah says, should look on foul props. Grizzlies and Heat foul a lot. Yeah, and with the playoffs being what they are, I mean, the referees are blowing their whistles now more than ever. All right, before anything else changes, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. This 6 pick. Again, you don't have to feel pressured to take all 6 of these. Shoot, maybe you only want to take like 1 or 2 of them that are really standing out to you. I've got 1641 in my account. Let's throw 21 in honor of 21 Savage on it. And if we get all 6 right, it'll be $525 coming our way. All right, so here's what we got. Drew over 7.5. Strus over 3.5. AD over 2.5. LeBron less than 15.5. John Morant less than 15.5. And Kyle Lowry for more than 12.5. All right. So there's 6 picks. Take 1, Take some, take none, or take them all. The choice is yours. They are all in our favor. They are plus EV plays, meaning the odds are on our side. The projections are on our side. What else can we do? These guys got to go out and hoop or not hoop, whatever they decide. But, you know, at least we know that we've got our money in good on these. Okay. With that being said, it is 1:02 p.m. There's only 2 games tonight. We've addressed everybody's super chat. I think this is a good time to wrap things up here. 6 solid plays. We talked about some other ones. Xavier Tillman under 9.5 points, or Xavier Tillman over his fantasy score could be another option for you. There's some other options that are lingering out there, but as of right now, I think this is a good place to stop. I appreciate everybody for watching. 105 likes. Boom, we did it again. Guys, go check out my MLB video if you're looking for some more picks and plays. I dropped 6 different baseball props. If you're looking for even more options, go run the likes up on that. We're going for 50 or more likes on the baseball video. And if you're in Patreon and Discord, I will be posting more picks as we get closer to tip off. All right, good luck tonight. We'll see you next time. Peace.